Hey, it's Ari here. Hope you're doing well. In this video, I want to talk about Digital Creator AI and whether or not this is a legitimate program to join and can you really make money with this exact business model. So if you're on this video, you're doing a bit of research and you want to know, is this worth getting into? Is this worth your time? Is this profitable? And is this going to be worth it in the long term? So this is a training created by Adrian Dimak. I think that's how you pronounce his name right here. And he's pretty much teaching how to create an e-commerce business using artificial intelligence and organic TikTok marketing. So primarily it is on the TikTok platform, building up free organic traffic on your just a regular TikTok profile, and then creating content, faceless content, using AI and getting the traffic to your e-commerce store that you'll set up. So that's pretty much the entire purpose of this training and what he's really teaching right here. So this is the bio about him. If you want to pause this and read through, you can. That's his picture right there. He's got some awards from ClickFunnels, it looks like right there. And then also this goes over what Digital Creators is all about. It's not some recycled dropshipping course or passive Discord group. And this is more of like a program where you get like step-by-step hand-holding basically. So right here, one thing that is really enticing is he has a lot of testimonials on this page right here, a lot of video testimonials, and then of course a lot of people sharing their results. So screenshots that he's gotten right here of earnings from different members, and this page is full of them, right? So as far as the actual business model itself, this is a 100% business model, and you can do very well with, as long as you have a e-commerce store that's getting targeted traffic, then you can definitely do with this. But let's first talk about what it costs to join this program and what I would recommend having set aside to invest if you were to go into something like this. And then I will talk about the pros and cons of this exact business model right here. So when you click on watch free training, you'll be led to this video where he pretty much talks about what Digital Creator AI is all about and how the business model works. And then right here, you will be prompted to book a free strategy session below. So you just select one of these dates, select one of these times, and then you will get on a 45-minute Zoom call with either Adrian himself or one of his other representatives. And then at the end of the call, you will be pitched into the full program. So this program right here used to cost a one-time payment of $17, and that was what it originally showed below this video from what I've seen when I was looking into it. However, now they have it to where you book a coaching call, and rather than it being like a low ticket upfront that you start with, you are going to be expected to invest at least $2,000 to start with. And that is generally how a lot of these programs go, where you book a coaching session to begin with. It usually leads into more of a high ticket type of program right there. So I would say you definitely would, of course, want to have the funds for that. But then also when it comes to having an e-commerce store, the one downside is you do have to invest in inventory. So I would say have an extra $3,000 set aside for that. And then after you have your e-commerce store set up and you have inventory in stock, then you could just focus on getting traffic. In other words, marketing your website link. So when it comes to creating content, AI generated content on TikTok or really any platform, the one thing to be aware of is while you can have accounts that go mega viral, and I have seen a lot of faceless accounts that have done very well on social media, but the thing to be aware of is TikTok especially is known to be very strict. They are known to change up their algorithm quite often. And so you might have an account or multiple accounts that are doing very well, that are getting you lots of traffic. However, if at any point down the road they decide to change up their algorithm or they change the rules and they say, hey, no more AI generated content, we want more real, authentic human content, then you're basically going to lose the traffic that you are getting, and then you're not really making as many sales. And so I have heard a lot of people complain that they are getting sick of seeing a lot of AI generated content, and especially now with more and more people getting online, the average everyday person, most likely if you're watching this video, you want a simple way to monetize social media, but you don't want to show your face online and you want to get results rather quickly. A lot of people, as a result of that, are going to be creating lots of AI generated accounts, posting dozens of videos a day, and then what's likely going to happen is, number one, it's going to get highly saturated, and also the other obstacle that you're going to have to overcome is you are most likely going to look the same as potentially hundreds or maybe even thousands of other creators creating the same types of videos. So your goal is going to be to really stand out as much as you can. And again, when it comes to AI generated content, then it's going to be more of a challenge if you want to do faceless videos. So yes, you can get a lot of traffic with it right now, but the downside of it is that a lot of people do not like buying from AI generated content and they'd rather buy from an actual human. And the other thing to be aware of when it comes to having an e-commerce business is the benefit is that it's with organic free marketing. That is one benefit of this. And with most other e-commerce programs, typically you set up a Shopify store and then you got to pay for advertising and then the profit margins are small. But even in this case with free marketing, the commission amounts that you will get are going to be relatively small because you're going to be promoting more like physical products. So you're generally going to get a couple bucks per sale. And if you want to get to a full-time income, let's say that your goal is $3,000 a month or $10,000 a month, some of these people right here, then just be aware that you are going to be needing to do lots of volume. And although that Adrian himself says that you don't need to go viral in this video, because of the fact that the commission amounts that you'll get per sale are not that much, then you will, of course, be needing to do lots of volume. And in order to do lots of volume, you'll need a lot of traffic. So ideally that you will want to have one or multiple accounts on TikTok that are going viral. But then again, that does lead me back into what I mentioned with a lot of AI generated profiles eventually getting suppressed. And so I've seen a lot of backlash from platforms like YouTube and TikTok and social media in general, where they are starting to suppress content. So in other words, there was a thing where, like on Spotify, for example, a lot of people were creating like AI generated music. And then later on, Spotify came out and said, okay, we're not going to allow you to monetize AI generated music anymore. So just be aware that can happen here. And for that reason, I would recommend to, number one, not rely fully on TikTok. And number two, find a way to stand out in your videos. So even if you don't want to show your face, you can maybe have your own voice in the videos. Instead of having an AI avatar do a robot voice for you, maybe you have the full script available and you're able to narrate it on, just record your voice, and maybe you just do a faceless account that way. Or you can do an account with your face in it, or you can, of course, find other creators that you know that are likely not going to get suppressed. So that being said, if you want to check out my number one recommendation to monetize social media from scratch without relying just on TikTok and also without needing a massive following, then you could check out the free training that I have down below, and I will show you inside there exactly how to promote anything that you want. And what I primarily focus on in that training is I focus more on affiliate marketing. And in my opinion, I think that is a much better business model than e-commerce because you can promote digital products, and digital products tend to pay a lot more compared to physical products of an e-commerce store. And so you could pay products that pay residual, high ticket commissions, and then that way you don't need as many referrals every single month to get to and maintain a full-time income online. So just to give you an idea. So that being said, check it out down below if you'd like. You could join at no cost. It's completely free to get in. And let me know your thoughts on Digital Creator down below, what you think of this, and if you agree with my take right here. Otherwise, check out the school community that I have down below. I'll see you on the inside, and take care, all the best.